From Bubbles getting hate for commenting on videos, to Flushy GT being hated just because he speaks too loud into his mic. These are Gorilla Tag creators that are hated for no reason. First, there's Flushy GT, and although he has one of the biggest channels on Gorilla Tag YouTube, he was also one of the most hated channels on the platform. There are 3 core reasons Flushy GT got hit. First was that his videos are just annoying. Second is the fact that he is egotistical. And the third thing people thought was that he is racist, which was just not true. And you have to stay to the end of this segment for me to tell you what. But let's start out with the annoying part of his channel. People's main argument against this is that he just deep fries his mic and speaks as loud as he can into it. And people just really do not enjoy that type of content and send a lot of hate for him just for doing that. And people just think he's a really annoying guy who does not deserve the amount of clout he got. And many people just think of him as a little kid who doesn't put any effort into his videos, with no creative ideas whatsoever, just speaking really loud into his mic thinking that he's funny. But this is not as bad as his egotistical side, as people hated him for it. But in reality, he did not deserve as much hate as he got. Now this is because in his server, he said that if anyone hated on him or sent any kind of hate comments against him, he would just straight up ban them from it. And he also said to report 2 small channels just because they did not like his videos and sent hate comments. Now, although this is quite egotistic and he could have handled that hate better by just ignoring it, he doesn't deserve to be straight up hated on for not wanting negative opinions on his platform. Now yes, this could have been handled a bit better, but it still just doesn't deserve the hate that people gave him for it. People should just really move on from it as a small mistake that he made. Now another reason he got hated on is for changing his TikTok account to the name that's shown on screen. People did think it sounded a bit like a bad word, but he said he had no meaning to do that and did not think it meant anything like that, which is actually probably true. Because why would a creator change his TikTok account name to that and just ruin his whole career for literally no reason? He obviously did not know that and just made a bit of a mistake, and really doesn't deserve any hate from that. He just made a small mistake that he did not realize, and I don't understand why he would ruin his whole career for a TikTok name, though it is most likely that he's telling the truth. Now although this hate is old and people may have moved on, Flushy GT was hated in the past for this reason, and there was just no reason for people to do that in the past. Now Flushy GT is a loved YouTuber who does not get as much hate as he did, but the same can't be said for Happy. Happy is a pro competitive Gorilla Tag player who is great at the game with insane skill and gets hated on for apparently cheating just because he's got quite long arms. Even though that he showed proof on a video, people just didn't really believe, and people just still hate on him for that very reason and think that he just cheats with world scale or predictions. In reality, people just don't want to admit that he's just a good player and probably is just better than his haters. And loads of good players on Gorilla Tag get straight up accused for cheating when they're really not, and people have no proof against it to this day. No one has ever made a video that fully verifies that he cheats. So until someone can fully verify that Happy cheats, there is no need to send hate to him whatsoever, because if you don't have proof, then what's the point? But the same can't be said for Bubbles GT, who someone did have proof on, but it was just straight up rubbish and was literally sending hate for no reason whatsoever. This all started with a creator called DVR Data. He made a hate video on Bubbles, saying that he glazes J-Man Curve just because he comments on a lot of his videos and just likes his channel and is probably inspired from him. DVR Data would just go through a bunch of J-Man Curly's videos and look at Bubbles' comments, which are just normal comments that someone who likes their channel would post. And I bet there are thousands of other people that do the same thing, commenting on a lot of videos as they just like J-Man Curly as a person and gain inspiration from them. The only reason Bubbles GT is always the top comment is because he's a channel with over 1 million subscribers. So people just probably see him a lot of times on the J-Man channel and think that he's trying too hard when really just showing his support. DVR Data would call this glazing, and I don't understand why you call just someone liking a channel glazing. Like, he literally showed normal comments that straight up did not deserve any hate and just made it sound like a big deal. Now he's probably doing this for some free clout, starting some random exposed videos for no reason. And most people understand that it's just a whole bunch of rubbish and that Bubbles does not deserve hate that he gained from this. And then we got Tat Cat, who is better known as Gorilla Tag Countdown. Gorilla Tag Countdown would upload one video every day, counting down from 100 until we got to day 1. His videos would include cryptic messages with a story that had to be solved. and it went viral with loads of people uploading their theories on what the story could be and who could be behind it. But that is where the problem began, as many people thought it was K9 or a very big creator coming back for good, and misinterpreted the whole idea of the story, even when clues laid around the video did make it pretty obvious that it was about Gorilla Tag and not someone else, with even myself theorizing wrong, thinking it was a big creator. The reveal day came and everyone's hyped. With over 7,000 people watching the premiere live, Gorilla Tag Countdown was revealed and the story was revealed, because all the time Gorilla Tag Countdown would say it is what and not who, which people just didn't seem to understand. And then the story was revealed. It was the story about Gorilla Tag's past and how that is gone and that it has to be accepted. But in the end, the creator behind it was revealed to be a small creator named Tat Cat, with only around 5,000 subscribers at the time. People were not happy, expecting it to be K9 or someone big, and were just disappointed. But I honestly believe that this was just not deserved whatsoever, as I think Tat Cat didn't believe this would get so big, with him even trying to warn his audience that he was not a Gorilla Tag creator, saying it was what, not who. But people just didn't care. They followed everyone's theories and truly believed it would be someone massive. But in reality, that was not the case. Nonetheless, Tat Cat created something great that really brought this community together, and people should just think about that and the story that he told, not the fact that they were a bit disappointed that one of the theories was wrong. So in reality, Tat Cat doesn't deserve any hate whatsoever, as he crafted one of the greatest moments in all of Gorilla Tag history, and will go down as being a great creator forever. But people do not feel the same way about Arlo GT. Now, Arlo gets hate just because he makes mainly kids content, with scripted Gorilla Tag ghost hunting videos that really don't mean any harm on anyone. He just makes his videos for entertainment purposes and just takes creatures that are from popular brain rot topics at the time and uses that as it appeals to a child audience. Now, although this does bring really young children to Gorilla Tag that just scream random slurs like other channels have, such as Be Prepared, that I have talked about in the past, after a bit I have begun to realise that these channels don't really deserve their hate, and I should not have hated on one of them in the past. All they do is just make entertaining videos for kids and bring new players into the game, with KID now controlling them and making it a better place for everyone, so you do not get put in lobbies with random kids that just scream slurs. So KID has fixed this problem, and Arlo does not deserve hate for these reasons, and people do just send him hate comments for making low effort content, when in reality it's probably higher effort than most content out there, as there is a lot of work to do to get all of this set up. But it does not take a lot of effort to click the subscribe button, and helps out a lot, maybe even liking the video if you want. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.